Hello everyone, Mike Rempel from Excel Bytes with today's Excel Bytes blog post. Today we're going to take a look at how to create a relative cell reference within the indirect function. So if you have a formula that has the indirect function incorporated in it and you have a cell reference within that, as you copy it down, it will treat it as a relative cell reference and change as you copy it from row to row. So let's see how we can do that in Excel. So here's our scenario. I have 31 days of a month here, and I have 3 months listed: July, August, and September. I have 5 different employees: Tom, Elsie, Fred, Sue, and Tony, and I have a drop-down list here in cell F1 that references that list. So I can select each individual employee, and I want to see the count of each time that employee worked on day 1, day 2, day 3, etc. over those 3 months. So the other thing I've done is I've listed my sheet names here, and as you can see in the name box, I've called this range sheets. So my formula is going to be equals sum and then a COUNTIF function, and then within that the indirect function. And in the indirect function I'm going to concatenate various components to create the range for the COUNTIF function. So I have to, in double quotes, put a single quote. I'll concatenate that with my sheet names, which I've named that sheets, and concatenate that again within double quotes, a single quote, an exclamation point, and then close that off, double quotes, and concatenate that with a cell reference. So in this case, I want to count the cells B2 amongst those 3. So I'm going to put in B2, close my indirect function, comma, my criteria is cell F1, and I need to lock that. So I'm going to close my COUNTIF function, close my sum function, hit enter, and Excel didn't like that. I get a circular cell reference, but let's see what happens anyhow. I'm going to take and I'm going to copy that down, and I get basically a bunch of zeros. So if we go inside our indirect function, select the reference text, and hit F9, you'll see I get the 3 worksheet names, the months, but with just a 0, no cell reference of a B2 like we had typed in. So I'm going to escape out of that. Well, with the indirect function, you basically concatenate text strings, and then it converts it into a usable cell reference. So now I'm going to make that B2 a text reference, so I'm going to put it in double quotes. Hit enter here. Now suddenly I get a 1 here because I'm looking at Sue, and if I look in July, no, Sue didn't work on day 1. But she did in August, but not in September, so that 1 makes sense. As I copy that down, I get 31 ones. And why is that? Because as I copied it down, you can see cell B2 did not change as I go row from row because I put it in double quotes. It's a text value. How do I make it a relative cell reference? Well, the key there is using the cell function. So I'm going to type in cell, and I'm going to use the address, comma, and here I'll type B2, close my cell function, and I'm going to hit enter, and I get that 1 again. But now as I copy it down, you'll see I get various values, because as I copy it down, notice that B2 in cell B2 here changes to B3, B4, B5 as it's copied down. So incorporating the cell function with the address as its first argument, and then listing the first cell that you want to reference, and then as you copy it down it will change, now allows the indirect function to have a relative cell reference instead of an absolute cell reference. And that's how you can do that in Excel. So thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so at my website, excel-bytes.com, or at any of the social networks noted below. Thanks a lot, have a great day, and happy excelling.